I've been retired now for 4 years. I was a pilot for U.S. Airways for 36 years. One of the best parts of the job, you have two individuals in a flight station. Sometimes the flights are 4 or 5, and later on in my career, 10 hours long. You really get to know some of these guys, and I just was privileged to meet and spend a lot of time with some phenomenal human beings. There was a common thread, and unfortunately, I met a lot of great young fellas that had a real hard time managing their money, and a lot of guys had really taken some financial beatings as a result of poor planning. When I was in my late 20s, I had 2 little girls, and I knew they were going to be formally educated, and I had to start planning for how that was going to take place 10 or 15 years down the road. And one way to do that would be through successful investing. And I was floundering to a degree. I knew companies that I wanted to invest in, but I wasn't seeming to be able to choose when was a good time to get in and get out. While I had a fairly substantial amount of money in the stock market, each night when I went to sleep, I always wondered if when I woke up the next morning, that was going to be the day where Wall Street was going to unwind. If it was, how would I possibly know when I was to exit? I had no plan, and I was very concerned about having no plan. Was I going to get wiped out in one market correction or crash? In my many years of investing, I have subscribed to at least 30 different newsletters. All of them very informative, but there was always a piece missing there. I never had any sense of timing. When I learned about trade stops, that's when a very bright light came on. I now went from shooting in the dark to shooting in an illuminated room. I could now see what I was doing. It was the biggest relief that I've had in the last 30 years. I could finally go to sleep at night not worrying about a meltdown in the financial markets, the world financial markets. I felt like I had a safety net under me with trade stops. And I felt that way since the day I initially uploaded my accounts. One of the comparisons between my aviation career and trade stops, I was very diligent. I always wanted to know how my airplane worked, because the better I understood how my airplane worked, I felt the better my decisions would be made if there were any anomalies that arose. I didn't want to know how to build the airplane. I just wanted to know how to handle different situations. Trade Stops is a phenomenal platform. I don't fully understand all the algorithms and the mechanics, but I know how to handle trade stops because it's extremely user-friendly. Just like when I had an anomaly in the airplane, I knew how to apply my knowledge. Well, I have trade stops now. The information that trade stops feeds me leaves me basically an incredibly simple decision. If you follow the program or the checklist, if you want to compare to an airplane, it's basically impossible to blow yourself up financially. After I became familiar with trade stops, it became very clear to me that Richard Smith has lightning in a bottle. I have never seen anything like this. No smoke, no mirrors, lightning in a bottle. This is shooting fish in a barrel.